Hello, my friends. Hello, it's Matthew Street, and welcome to my channel. As always, I truly appreciate you being here. And folks, wow, I hadn't done like contest videos in so long, and I did one for Sam St. John not too long ago, and now I'm jumping on another one. So go figure, but this one looked like a really fun one. And this one is with a channel which I just subscribed to and basically just discovered. And that's the MGK Boston channel. The curator, the host is Mike. Mike's from the greater Massachusetts, Boston area, as I am. And Mike originally hails from Canada, and him and his family moved down to the Massachusetts area. I'm not sure how long ago, but very interesting channel, very fun channel. He's got very diverse taste in music, Beatles, rock and roll, other genres of music beyond that. He really has a great little channel going, and he's making a push to 400 subscribers. So let's help him out, folks. Head over to the MGK Boston channel. I will put the link below. Give him a sub, give him a like, maybe jump on this contest if you want. And I thought it was a really unique and fun contest, and that's why I said I'm going to give it a shot. Why not? It's fun. Basically, what the contest is, he wants you, if you could, you would get more points towards winning a prize if you could get someone in your personal life, someone that you like, obviously, someone you like, to sit down with you and talk about and how you like this person a lot or love them, whatever, but perhaps your musical taste and theirs does not quite match. All right, not that you hate their music or you're being mean-spirited about it, just that, you know, they have their music they like to listen to, and you have yours, but you really enjoy this person, whether they be a family member or a friend. Now, the person I would have selected for this is Mrs. Street, obviously, and I couldn't get Mrs. Street to be in the video, Mike. She's a very outgoing person and friendly, and everyone who meets her loves her because she's so kind-hearted. But I couldn't get her to be in a video. She's not going to be in one of my silly videos, you know, wearing stuff like this. And basically why I'm doing this, folks, is because it's very cold here in southern New England. We got a little bit of snow, our first kind of snow, a day or so ago, a couple of inches, 2 or 3 inches. So, but I don't need this silly thing. What am I doing here? Anyway, folks. So Mrs. Street's not going to be in a video with me. That's just not her style, not her personality. But I have a picture of her from when she was very little in school and a picture from a couple of years ago. So I figure she's here in spirit, and I kind of know her musical taste, so I think I can talk about it. So even though I'm getting less points, Mike, that's okay. I don't even really care about the prize. I'm just here for the fun and to support your channel and make that push to 400 subscribers. Okay, so talk about someone you like, but their musical taste differs from yours, and give 3 examples, like 3 artists of that. All right, now my wife has a kind of a very basic history with music. When she was growing up, her family, you know, her home wasn't a real musical home. So basically, while she was a little kid, she basically had very limited access to records of that. Her mom and dad were not music people at all, and they had a few albums lying around. But the one artist she was able to latch onto, they had one album that she was able to latch onto and listen to it a lot. And to this day, she still enjoys this artist. And we've been to tribute shows for this artist. And she when the music comes on by this artist, she doesn't really buy all like his CDs or albums and all that, but she loves listening to him when it comes along, or if I'm playing this artist. So I can't really say this music differs from mine that much. I don't listen to this artist all the time, but it's something special. It goes back to my wife's childhood because it was the one album in her parents' kind of lousy collection that she latched onto, and that was Johnny Cash. They had a Johnny Cash best of album of his early stuff. You know, I Walk the Line and all that good stuff, and Ring of Fire, all those big hits from Johnny's early days. And Mrs. Street latched onto that album, and to this day, it brings back a lot of memories of her childhood because she didn't have a lot of access to music when she was very young. So I don't really have a Johnny Cash greatest hits on vinyl or can match the one she had, but I do have an essential Johnny Cash double CD that I have here, and so I figured I'd show that, Mike, as the example of my first my wife's first pick for what would be something she really likes, has a lot of meaning for her. I enjoy Johnny. I have some Johnny in my collection, but especially his American recordings with Rick Rubin. I really love those. And I love his early stuff here, obviously. But yeah, this is special to my wife in the infancy of her music career, I guess, or loving music. So Johnny Cash will be part one for her. The second one for my wife, and it kind of matches one of Mike's wife's, Patty's artist. And I think I have the same thing they showed in their video here, only on vinyl. Air Supply. And I only have one Air Supply vinyl. It's Air Supply, or album, I should say, Air Supply Greatest Hits. Still in the shrink, still with the hype sticker. I don't play this much. I think, you know, and I don't dislike it. But my wife, when we first were in our engagement courting period and getting ready to get married, and even just after marriage in the 80s, we got married in the mid-80s, we went to see Air Supply in concert a couple of times together and really enjoyed it. Had a good time together. So I bought this because it brings back memories of my wife and I, our dating and engagement and marriage, you know, back in the 80s. And she really loved Air Supply, so that's why we went to the shows. And to this day, if an Air Supply song comes on, she gets into it. She really enjoys it. And so here's their greatest hits. Definitely one of Mrs. Street's favorites. And the last one, I kind of like this group as well. So, and I do have several of their albums. I have a couple of CDs. I kind of like them. You know, they're pretty cool to me. But Mrs. Street really liked them. When we first started dating in the early 80s, and I knew her from the late 70s, she was really, this would be like her rock band. This was her rock band back in the day. And that would be Loverboy. We went to see Loverboy several times. She loves them. She loved the music. I don't have the first album here, but especially like Turn Me Loose on the first album, Working for the Weekend, obviously, on this one, Queen of Broken Hearts on this one. I mean, she really loves their music and enjoyed them as a band. Like I said, when I first met her and coming right through the 80s, and as we know, you know, coming into the 90s and the advent of grunge and whatnot, Loverboy kind of had to take a back seat to that, like many groups had to, many artists. But she still to this day loves Loverboy, and if she happens to hear them, I think she has a Loverboy Greatest Hits CD in her car, or she had. And so when Loverboy comes along, she listens and she still enjoys it. So that's it, Mike, for someone who I like or I love very much, my great wife, Mrs. Street here. And those would be her three picks, I think, for three of her favorites. She also loves 60s rock and roll. She loves the old 60s music. She listens to 60. If I got to say one thing she listens to a lot now on a fairly regular basis is she loves 60s on 6. On Sirius, she likes 70s on 7, occasionally 80s on 8, but I would say mainly the 60s and 70s channel. She just loves that pop music from those decades. Okay, the next thing you have to do out of the three, and Mike's push to 400 subscribers, is show a Christmas album. So real quick, couple honorable mentions that always bring me back to my childhood would be Andy Williams, obviously, Ray Conniff. My parents had these, loved them. But the first Christmas album that I remember as a little boy in the mid-60s, 64, 65, was this one. Now, this is not my parents' original. I have my parents' original somewhere, but it's all torn up, ring wear, it looks like heck. So I do have a newer edition that I picked up for myself, because this has a lot of memories for me, brings back a lot of memories. Holiday with Mitch Miller, Sing Along with Mitch and his gang, lyrics enclosed. This is a fabulous, fabulous Christmas album. It always brings me back to my childhood, along with many others. But this one, Mike, would probably be the first one I remember as a little boy, sitting in my parents' second-floor apartment in Providence, Rhode Island, and just sitting and looking at this and that image, you know, the colorful image with the Santa hat, and being kind of mesmerized by it and the music contained therein. So I'm going to pick that as my Christmas album, earliest memory. And a concert DVD, oh gosh, so many I could have picked in that. So my honorable mention will be just all my Queen concert DVDs, because I love Queen. I saw them live in London a few months before this show in Montreal right here. But I saw Queen in London, and when I was stationed in the United States Air Force overseas for over 2 years. And so Queen, one of the best concerts I ever saw, and I have just about all their concert DVDs that you can get because they're wonderful. But the one I picked is kind of a rarity, and it's probably my favorite. If anyone asked me, what would be the one Beatles concert you wish you could go back in time in a time machine and see? And it would be the Washington Coliseum concert. Their first concert on U.S. soil, 1964, February. And this is a fan club only release, but if you search far and wide enough, folks, you can find this online. It's the complete concert with the full Twist and Shout and Long Tall Sally ending. It's beautiful, it's fabulous, it's in beautiful condition, and visually and sound-wise, it's the best I've ever seen. You can get this if you search hard enough. Washington Coliseum, the Beatles. That's it, Mike. There you go. There's my 3 selections for your contest. Push to 400 subscribers. Good luck, Mike. Nice to see you. Nice to meet Patty in your video. Great job in your video as well. And I will post this and let you know what's up here. So thanks again, Mike. Happy to have discovered your channel recently and subscribe. All the best to you. Take care, everybody. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. Bye-bye.